Hi, everyone. Hello there. I'm going to read a little excerpt from my upcoming release, Big Bad Wolf. In this scene, the hero, Joe Peluso, and the heroine, Neha Aluwalia, are having a little conversation while he's behind bars. Neha was proud of herself for the first 10 minutes of the visit. She kept to the last few items she wanted to touch on before he entered his plea. Made a final effort to crack his backstory. Your military records have been heavily redacted. We can only glean so much. Can you tell me anything about your time in the Marine Corps that might be helpful? Joe clearly hadn't gotten the memo about the tone of their meeting. He was slouched in his seat, arms as loose as his cuffs would allow, and his eyes smoldering with some emotional tempest she couldn't identify. What does my time in the Corps have to do with anything, Doc? Why do you keep coming back to that question? You tell me. She shrugged lightly, shuffling her notes. Is that where you became a shapeshifter? A crack of lightning appeared in his stormy gaze. This ain't a road you want to go down, he warned. Yes, it is. She was already going down roads that she didn't want to go down. There was definitely no turning back now. Especially if it'll help your defense. Fucking hell, Doc. Joe's anger seemed to dissipate. He leaned awkwardly so he could scrub at his face with one of his hands. It won't. Nothing I did over there will pretty up what I did over here. At least he was acknowledging that he'd done things. That was a place to start. But Neha knew better than to harp on those details. It would just make him aware that he'd let something slip. Are there a large number of supernaturals in the military? She asked instead. I don't ask and I don't tell, he said dryly. Oh, so funny. A regular joker, this guy. She huffed out her frustration, sitting back in her chair. You know the government's pushing for a supernatural registry? Just like the Muslim registry they were pulling for a few years back? Nate, who was Jewish, had hit the roof, practically shouting the firm's walls down when the AP wire broke the story. This is bullshit. We are not going to let this happen again. He'd gotten on the horn to the ACLU immediately about filing an injunction, joining in on any large-scale lawsuits, etc. The case, like the legislation, was still pending. Yeah, and? Joe made a motion like go on, his handcuffs rattling with the gesture. What does that have to do with me right now? I think legislation like that is racist, dangerous, and unnecessary. And I don't personally care if there's an entire elite unit of were-rabbits in the U.S. Navy. Law-abiding American citizens should be allowed to live their lives, and the ones who don't abide by the law deserve due process. You deserve due process. Were-rabbits? Really? He bypassed her last assertion entirely, brows pulling together in a mock frown. Wouldn't Navy SEALs be better? She couldn't stop the laugh this time. It burst out of her like a shot. Was it better or worse that Joe had gradually decided to trade surliness for silliness? Not that his delivery was all that much different. Still gruff, raspy, like his throat was an unevenly paved road. The variation was in the tilt of his lips, the faint twinkle in his eyes. It was charming. And it was charming her. So that was a little bit from Big Bad Wolf, which comes out on January 26th, 2021. I hope you'll give it a try. Thank you so much.